Okay, this is a video of why and how we set up this hot tub in the garage of our house. Yeah, it's the Salu Spa Hawaii 46 person with hydro jets. We didn't want to go for the cheaper version, which only had the air jets. Most of these hot tubs, inflatable hot tubs anyway, only have air jets, but we're glad we spun for the hydro jets. We'll explain why. We'll explain why we put it in the garage, how we're controlling humidity, and yeah, how we're controlling moisture on the walls and things like that. Anyway, so far it's been a great thing. We've only had a week and a half, but we've been in it every single day. So we'll talk about the pros and cons, how to maintain this thing, how to build it, all that. So here we go. Okay, we just got an inflatable hot tub. We're ready to put it in that corner of our garage. So the very first step we wanted to take was to put down insulation, so the hot tub wasn't resting on a cold floor, losing all that heat, and we thought just the padding would be good, since it is just an inflatable balloon that could puncture. Next, I bought this 3 milliliter painter's tarp, which I cut to size and just put over the walls about 4 feet up, and then down along the whole foam mats. And this just to collect all the moisture so it wouldn't run down through the floor and get the mats soaked and not be able to dry. So I figured having this all the way under would be good. And all that's holding it up is really, I used my staple gun and just stapled it into place into the drywall. And that seems to have held it pretty secure. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with this, and it seems to be working really well with the hot tub. Next, it was time to open up the box it came in. Be very careful with a knife here. You don't want to puncture any of the covers or the lids or the whole hot tub itself. So yeah, this was just everything in it. Those are the covers, and this first box is the actual heat pump. There's also the circulation pump housing, and yeah. So yeah, definitely recommend 2-man lift here, and yeah, especially for that hot tub. That's a very heavy thing, so you're gonna want to take that out and then start uncoiling it. Again, when you open this up too, be very careful if you're working with a knife. You don't want to puncture anything. Yeah, and then let it unravel. It is really packed in quite tight, and you actually use the pump, which has 110 volts, so standard outlet, it'll fit. Another good thing about these inflatable hot tubs, you don't need to put in expensive 220 wiring or anything like that. So here we screwed on this attachment to the actual inflatable portion of the hot tub. It just inflates in this one part. So you stick a hose that it comes with, and then you attach that hose to the actual pump. So this is the whole pumping, heating system, and just screw that on, and then you press the button for, I think, bubbles of the hot tub, and then it just starts inflating. So I thought it was cool that, it makes use of the pump too. You don't have to buy anything else. You don't have to hand pump. You just use the electronics here to pump it up. And same for the cover. You can use that to pump up the cover. Anyway, you do have to have this pump in for 6 to 8 minutes, and then it'll fully inflate and become hard like a basketball. So there it is, fully inflated. We're just checking it out, and now we're blowing up the cover. So there's the cover, and it's a 2-piece cover. So you blow up the mini inside, and then you slide that into the sheathing, or you slide it in and then you blow it up, using the same process, using that pump it comes with. And that's about it for getting this thing set up, at least the inflatable portion wise. So this is us just putting on the cover, making sure it fits. It just pops right on, and then there's clips all around, 2 clips on each side that you can use to secure it. And then here is us attaching the pump to the hot tub itself. So you just move it into place, and then just clockwise screw it in righty-tighty onto the thing. And then there's me putting on the filter housing cover and starting to fill it up with water. So I just had a garden hose from outside actually coming into the garage and filling it up that way. Okay, Valen's gonna demonstrate taking off the cover 3 latch lock. Yeah, it's actually really tricky. It's hard for kids to do it because you gotta do the 3. I don't think I can do it one-handed. So we're at the max temperature, 104 degrees. It did take 24 hours initially to go from whatever it was, like 40 degree water to 104, about 2 degrees every minute. And this is our test subject. We had a good time last night. Yeah, so we're just taking off the cover. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. Okay, Valen, go on in. Okay, don't splash around. See, hence why I put the splash guard everywhere. We do have some droplets earlier this morning when we went in, but yeah, I think we're gonna do a towel down system or something. So we put it in like the min line just because we have a lot of kids, and we figure with like 5 of us or 6 of us in here, it's gonna go up and it'll be splashing around. Okay, go ahead, baby. So we'll do bubbles first. we gotta unlock. After a while, you have to hold this to unlock. Oh. And then bubbles.
Daddy, can you turn off the heat?
Why?
It's really boiling in here.
Yeah. So you can't have bubbles and jets. You can only do one at a time. My wife and I definitely seem to prefer the jets, although we've only been in here one day. But yeah, the jets are nice, and you can increase or decrease the pressure and change the angle of them. Pretty nice. And 104 is actually pretty warm. Like, we were toasty last night when we went in here.
Toasted.
And yeah, so 104 is good.
I'm toasted.
So definitely pretty happy with this purchase so far, and excited for summertime by the pool. Our pool's kind of cold, so this would be nice to have next to it. So we'll move this, like in spring, we'll move it back outside. Yeah, so far so good. So there's a few reasons we set up inside. Main one is the temperature. You know, we live in northern New Jersey, so temperatures really go down. Manufacturer recommends only using it up to 40 degrees outside. I know there's a lot of people who use it for a lot less, so I think it could have worked, but still, that's one of the main reasons. And it's nice just to have it inside in the privacy of your garage. A lot of times we're in here butt naked. It's nice not having to change all the kids all the time. And yeah, that's been nice. So not having to worry about swimsuits and not getting all the soapy suds in there and stuff too. So it's nice being able to enjoy ourselves in here. This has been great for training the kids too. This is my 4-year-old who's kind of been resistant in the pool because he's always cold, to try out things like snorkeling and stuff. So here he's doing snorkeling for the first time, and he did a really good job. And he's been trying goggles and even just putting his face underwater and blowing bubbles. So that's been really good, having this hot tub. Yeah, so definitely really happy with this hot tub purchase, and I'm happy it's in the garage. Okay, so real quick, this is the control pad that comes with the unit. It does go down, but yeah, that's the power button, and then you can change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit. This is a timer mode. You could say, hey, I want to turn on this hot tub in 2 hours and go for 5 hours. This is the heater, so you turn on the heat. Heat is linked to the circulation pump. Circulation pump is down there, this guy. Which I'll go into in a minute about how to clean that. But yeah, you can turn that off. You can just turn on the circulation pump without the heat if you want. And then you have the air jets and the hydro jets. So air jets look like this. And this is the hydro jets. Now the hydro jets actually are like a traditional hot tub. The air jets are really just like a ring around, you know. I don't know, they didn't seem that good. So yeah, once this cools down, I'll show you again what those look like. So there's like a ring around the whole hot tub, and that has like an air pocket, and that, when you turn on the air jets, that'll come up. You can't do them simultaneously. The hydro jets are on the 4 corners. You can move them, you can change the intensity of them, and they're pretty cool. So we actually sprung for the more expensive unit, this unit, which was $500. We could have bought a $300 unit for it. That was like, fit less people, 2 to 4 people. But it did not have the hydro jets, and we wanted that hydro jet. It would have just came with those air jets, which we don't really like as much. There's air jets again. And there's hydro jets.
Hydro jets is more relaxing.
Yeah. And this controls the temperature. So the maximum temperature is 104, but yeah, you can lower it to whatever you want it to be. For the kids, 100 degrees seems pretty comfortable. I like it a little hotter, but 104 is pretty cooking. And definitely, yeah, satisfied with that 104 limit. Right now it's at 97, so if I push this heat button, it'll get up to that 104, and it'll stop heating once it reaches it. It goes up 2 degrees every hour, it says, so it does take time to get there, especially initially when you have like that cold hose water. Okay, so for maintaining this hot tub, there's not too much to it. This is the bromine Chem Connect. Well, you can use chlorine or bromine. Right now I have 3 bromine tablets in there. You can buy that online on Amazon or at your local pool hot tub place. So there's just little 1-inch tablets that fit in there. And you can set, if you want a lot of bromine, then you open it up where there's just 5 holes. If you want none, then you close it. And and that just goes right over here and screws right in. And then this is your filter, and this filter also just screws in, and you take it out, and yeah, this just puts it in, and then you actually just rinse this under a hose. It could be your kitchen faucet, and get rid of all that yellow. This is just from one day, so they recommend doing it at least once a week, but I've seen a lot of videos where they recommend doing it daily. So I'll be doing that soon, today. And you just rinse it under a hose. I'll show you that. That works. And just screw it back on once it's clean. And the other thing you want to get is one of these test strips. My pool one didn't actually have bromine and only had chlorine, so I bought this one specifically for the hot tub. And it's like 50 test strips for $10. And you're kind of supposed to use it like every day, every time you use it. You just dip it in, and then you measure, you know, what it has. So right now it's telling me I have no bromine in there, so I gotta step that up. And then alkalinity is good, and pH is good. And then the calcium hardness, I don't know why it says that, but that one's good too. So you just link it up with there, and then you can tell what to add to your hot tub. So I need some more bromine in here, so we're gonna run that, and yeah. I have been adding, so for pH was low initially, so I added some baking soda to increase that. Yeah, I have been using some shock, some pool shock. If we've had a lot of kids in here or whatever, just to make sure. Especially, I don't know, I've been trying to play with this Chem Connect thing. It hasn't been working super well. So still trying to figure that out. But yeah, the shock seems to kill everything. So I've just been running it out for the longest stay. And then just using that skimmer to clean out any particulates that the pool filter is not getting at.
So to maintain the humidity, all we've been doing is leaving the inside door open, and that just, you know, humidifies the whole house in winter, which is not too bad. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Did want to mention that just the bottom of the hot tub is just kind of a springy, it's not even inflated, just a springy mat, but it's very comfortable to sit down in there. That's my review of this hot tub. That's how to set it up. We've really been loving it. I think it's a great purchase. I'm glad we did it. And yeah, if there's any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, definitely hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. I'm sure we'll be showing this a lot more. I am doing a lot of ice plunges, so this has been great to go in afterwards. So yeah, if you want to follow some ice plunges, definitely subscribe. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Godspeed.